Want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Achamadosh, double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, so let's jump right into it. So I have an article here, came out a few days ago. It says Trump, China, tariff war, who's winning so far? So first things first, just off the rip, I just want to speak about the title of it. It says Trump, China, not United States and China. That goes to show you what state the country, the United States of America, is in. Now, I get Trump is the one doing it, but who is the leader of? This doesn't say Trump, Xi Jinping, tariff war. You see what I'm saying? That goes to show you the lack of unity that America has. Matter of fact, let's just get that real quick. Matthew 12 and 25, it says, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation." That word desolation,
Strong's G 2048, eremao, eremao.
says to make desolate or lay waste, to ruin, bring to desolation, to despoil one, strip her of her treasures. Okay? And that's kind of what we're going in here today. This tariff war is ultimately going to strip the United States of its treasures. Okay? Now, we understand that's going to happen full force because of Revelation 18th chapter, where it talks about all the treasures that she has. But when I say she, that's speaking about a country. Okay? And that country is America. All right? It's going to be stripped of all the glory and the things and whatnot that it had, according to this chapter right here, which I'm not going to read it. Y'all can go and read it, for yourselves, because when you skip down, it starts listing off all the certain things that it had, like precious stones, this, that, and the third, and that's what it's talking about here in Matthew 12 and 25. It's going to be stripped. All right, so going back to Matthew 12, let's finish 25. It says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Yes. Now, the point of this lesson I really wanted to get into, as y'all saw, I was sneaking around. I'm going to name this lesson this. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's pretty much our lives. That's pretty much our lives. 100%. Reason being that's pretty much our lives is because what? We live in America. Usually the worst always happens. Usually the worst always happens. So you have to prepare for you. You have to prepare. Okay? But let me finish this scripture off and I'm going to get into the depths of what I'm speaking about there. Why am I saying in the depths like I'm about to be extra deep? I ain't extra deep. I'm pretty straightforward. Verse 26, it says, "And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?" Exactly. That's why they're naming it the Trump-China tariff war, not the United States of America or America-China tariff war. Something Trump is enacting and not everybody is for it. All right. So now let's go scroll down. There's a part here that makes me want to continue to reiterate and harp this specific quote right here in this specific article. So once you get to this paragraph here in this article, it says, has the tariff war impacted the U.S. exports? It says Trump introduced his sweeping tariffs on China less than 3 weeks ago. The fallout of U.S. businesses won't be fully felt until later this year. Now let's reread that again. It says the fallout. Okay, let's see what a fallout is. God damn it. And not the video game. Yeah, look up Fallout. Yeah, radioactive particles that are carried into the atmosphere. That's talking about a nuke, airborne substances. It says the adverse side effects of or result of a situation. Okay. Now let's get some etymology going real quick. My goodness. Okay, fallout, radioactive particles, that's what it is. It says fall to drop from a height, fell, decay, or die. All right? So going back, the word fallout has the word fall in it. It means to fall at its highest point. And right now, we know America is at its highest point at the moment. You know what the saying is, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So the fallout for U.S. businesses won't be fully felt until later this year. Still, the warning signals are already flashing red. It says data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture shows, that is a department that Trump has significantly defunded, shows that exports of soya beans and the biggest U.S. farm export fell dramatically from the period of April 11th to the 17th, the first full week of reporting since Trump's China tariff announcement. So let's see the numbers. This is by April 17th. Net sales of U.S. soya beans dropped 50% compared to the previous week. That was driven by a 67% fall in weekly soybean exports to China, which until recently was America's biggest export destination. So you see where this is headed, right? Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. The only way you can hope is in the scripts and is in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. A lot of people don't put their hope in that. But even me saying that, don't be stupid. Why do I tell you to sit here and don't be stupid? I'm reading you that there's going to be a fallout of businesses, particularly agriculture businesses. Go stock up on some food. Go stock up on some water. Go stock up on some supplies. Go stock up on some med kits. I'm not going to say that this stuff is going to save you, but at the same time, I've always said this to bros. We are in the carnal world. You have to deal with the things of the flesh as well. You have to master the flesh and you have to master the spirit. You have to be a multifold individual. All right? And usually wisdom is something that's going to keep you going. All right? And wisdom is something that's going to keep your flesh going in this time that's going to come. You sit here and be an idiot, and I'm going to say it just like that, and don't prepare for shit, and you have kids, you have family, you have people depending on you. What are you going to look like when you had the time to go ahead and stock up on a few things? Go ahead and do that, okay? Go ahead and put some money aside. Even though the money's going to flop, fuck it. You're going to need it, all right? This brings me to my next point in 2nd Ezra, all right? 2nd Ezra is 16 and 21. It says, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Now, what I have to say about that is This is already taking place. Victuals are good. Victuals are so good cheap right now. I don't give a damn if a carton of eggs is $8, $9, $10. It's cheap. It's cheap, my nigga. I have to say it like that. It's cheap right now. Best believe it's cheap. Best believe a carton of eggs for $8. You know, it's cheap. Cop it. Go get it. Because it ain't gonna do nothing but go up from here. It ain't gonna do nothing but go up. We sit here reminisce about the 90s when gas was fucking 89 cents a gallon and shit. Matter of fact, what was gas? The average national gas price was $1.15 per gallon. So pretty much everywhere you're going, you're probably paying about, because you have to incorporate gas is always higher in the West Coast than it was in the South and the East. Straight up. So probably in the South and the East Coast, um, you're probably getting between 89 cents to 99 cents a gallon. Victuals are so good cheap. Now look at us. Damn near spending $3 a gallon. $4. At one point, it was almost $5 a gallon. Okay. So what I'm saying is, this victual is so good cheap right now. It's cheap right now. It is very cheap right now. So go get it. I don't care what you think about it. But 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 this is, I don't care. Because in these coming weeks, these coming months, by the end of the year, I guarantee you that carton, that dozen of eggs is gonna cost somebody a lot their life. Remember when Popeyes came out with their chicken sandwich, niggas was stabbing each other over it, and you could just go down the street to the next Popeyes and go get one. Niggas was really dying over a Popeyes chicken sandwich. What makes you think? You think if they laying their life down, they laying their life on the line for a Popeye chicken sandwich? The last carton of eggs at your Kroger down the street, someone will off you for it. So right now, the victuals are cheap. Okay, go cop, go stock, straight up. Go get the damn toilet paper. You know, I highly recommend go get some canned goods. Really, you should have been doing this since 2020. And I'm gonna be straight up. You know, I have. You know, um, also too, I highly recommend if you go to Walmart. There's a if you go to the camping section, there's like a dry food packet. It's almost like a MRE in the military, which MRE stands for meal ready to eat, and those things last up to 15, 10, 15 years. You know, you can just stock up on a whole bunch of things of those, have some meals ready to go for on the, you might be on a run or something in that day. Just be smart. Not smart, but just, think about things. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm not trying to tell you to go be a doomsday prepper, but just think about things. All right, the scriptures tell us to think about things. All right, it tells us to get understanding. Even the scriptures tell you to stock. It does. you know, be smart. It tells you how to be smart with your money. When you read in the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells you how to invest. Matter of fact, let me try to find that real quick. I'm drawing a blank. No, we gonna find this because now I'm like, man, where was that sucker? There we go. Ecclesiastes 11:1 says, "Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth." That's telling you to invest your money and make your money flip and make it work. It says, "Cast thy bread," so cast your money upon the waters. We understand. Uh, we understand what that waters, that many waters in Revelation 17:1, speaking about people. It says, "And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth were peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." Yep. Invest. So when you invest, you are casting your bread out into the waters. All right. It says this is applying wisdom when you read this. All right. Because also too, in another sense, this is what we do going out into the highways and byways. All right. The scriptures say in the chapter over behind Ecclesiastes 10, it says the rich sit in low places. So therefore, if we're rich in knowledge, and that's a form of money, or for a form of currency. Knowledge is a form of currency, believe it or not. Okay, because a lot of people don't have it but want to obtain it. All right, but you have to work to get it, just like you have to work to get a paycheck. You have to work to get knowledge. So it is a form of currency. People don't look at it like that. All right. So when we cast our bread, we're casting our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding unto the people. All right. It says, "For thou shalt find it after many days." Exactly. So when we cast our knowledge to the people, or casting our money to the people, when you look at the parable of Yahweh Shai, when he talked about giving us pounds in Luke 19, that was us casting our money out. All right. So we can get it back after many days. All right. Lord willing, we getting good fruit and things of that nature, but also too, physical money. Go put something in the stock market. Go put something in your cryptos. You know, so after many days, you're gonna have a return back onto it. It says, "Give a portion to 7 and also 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth." Stock up. Okay. Matter of fact, let's read this in the NLT real quick. All right. It says, "Send your grain across the seas, and in time profits will flow back to you." That's fucking investing. Come on, bro. All right. Investing is a form of stocking up and hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. That's what investing does. It says, "But divide your investments among many places, for you do not know what risks might lie ahead." Exactly, because we see what's lying ahead. You might as well invest into different spots so you always have something to fall back on. That's all I'm trying to say here. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Akapadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and willing to teach well. Peace of salutation to the elect, 144 first fruit. Until the next time, I want to say shalom.